Trace?
Yeah, no time like the present. Aisha Husney live for us in Milwaukee. Aisha, thank you. Let's bring in Sentinel Action Fund President Jessica Anderson and Trump 2024 surrogate Harrison Fields. Thank you both. I think you're both in Milwaukee. Thank you both and welcome on the show. New York Times columnist David French, Aisha was just talking about J.D. Vance, who's going to be out campaigning, said this about the Vance nominee or the Vance pick. He's the vice president pick for the base, for the people who want to see revolutionary disruption in the American government. This is the pick of a very confident presidential nominee. So you can see here, I mean, you look at this, Harrison, and you can see that they've changed it from assaulting democracy to a revolutionary disruption in American government.
Right. Well, thank you so much for having me on tonight. And J.D. Vance is a threat to the left because he stands for MAGA policies. And just his story itself, his story is a story of from rags to riches, the story of American exceptionalism, that your zip code and the story of your upbringing does not define how you're going to turn out in this country. Through God and through faith, you can overcome the greatest of struggles to become a United States Senator and now the nominee for Vice President of the United States. He is the definition of the American dream, emblematic of my family, one generation away from growing up in the projects. I think he is a uniting pick. Yeah. He is one that is strong on the issues. He is beloved in his home state of Ohio, and he is an American hero who served in the United States Marines. And the people in Milwaukee are extremely happy to have him as Trump's choice.
Yeah, but he's not going to be here long. He's out on the campaign trail as of the morning time. Meantime, Glenn Youngkin said this about Trump, and I kind of gleaned something out of this I want to talk to you about, Jessica. Watch him.
Friends, could this election be more simple? It's common sense versus chaos. It's strength versus weakness. Friends, it's not just Republicans who see this.
I mean, you can see a theme here, Jessica, right? The whole thing is after the assassination attempt, we have now strength versus weakness. And I think we're going to hear this throughout this convention.
Very much so, Trace. And I thought the governor's words were actually spot on tonight. And something that it reminded me of, you know, the day and the 2 days now after this attempted assassination on President Trump, you have not seen anyone on the right burn down buildings, disrupt, have protests, destroy businesses. You actually see a call for unity, peace, strength, coming together to protect America, not to destroy it. And that is the real difference, I think, that we see here from Milwaukee. The energy in the room, it's vibrant. People are enthusiastic. They're happy. And the calls are real. They're a plea to make America better, to return it to a state of greatness. And I think President Trump was right to come out tonight. He settled any of the nerves that we may have had going into Thursday. Getting the J.D. Vance pick out front and center, it sets the tone for the week, coming off very devastating, impacts of this past weekend's events.
And I wonder, Harrison, what you think. I mean, she says, look, it sets the tone. How important was it for the former president to come out in that arena tonight?
It meant everything to everyone in that arena. I, too, saw people crying. I saw grown men that were just in awe. I will never forget that moment. President Trump continues to show resilience, the strength that America needs in a time where we're just desperate for a leader that shows strength, that we can trust to lead us into a new American age. President Trump is that candidate. We remember what life was like under him. Low inflation, a secure border, peace deals around the world, and a better America for all of us. Minority communities were prospering under President Trump, and now their communities are flooded with illegal immigrants because of the policies of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So seeing President Trump meant everything to us. We are so honored and blessed that God saved his life.
And they're going to make a bunch of hay out of that. I got about 15 seconds for you here, Jessica. I want to go back very quickly to Joe Biden. Do you think this push to replace Joe Biden clearly has stalled? Do you think it's done?
Only Joe's going to be able to answer that, Trace. I think you've got Democratic donors that are very unpleased by the moment. They actually are disappointed that Biden hasn't come out and saying, okay, let's have a redo. Let me debate President Trump again. In the interview he had just yesterday, he said, no, I don't want a second debate. So he's clearly uneasy. I think today and the momentum of the week here in Milwaukee is going to put even more pressure on the Democrats, who are very much disjointed, unaligned, and not ready for the fight in November.
Jessica, Harrison, thank you both for coming on. We appreciate it.